martes, 6 de septiembre. ¿Cómo están todos hoy? Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 6th. How is everyone doing today? Today we're going to be looking at what are nouns and articles. So for today's warm-up, please write down what you think a noun is in the English language and what you think the article is. So take a few minutes, write it down on your warm-up sheet, nouns and articles, sustantivos y artículos. That's what we're going to be looking at today, so go ahead, take a few minutes in your groups, write it down on your warm-up sheets. Alright, so let's look at our warm-ups. Who can tell me what a noun is? What is a noun? Okay, great. A noun is a person, place, or thing. What else do we know about nouns? We usually use them in a sentence to talk about what we're going to talk about. So our subject, right? It is the subject of our sentence. What about articles? What are articles? Who can tell me what some articles are? Good. We have a, an, the. Okay, that's a good one. Some. We also use that. Those are good articles. So today we're going to be looking at what are nouns and articles in Spanish. So we just talked about what they are in English. Now we're going to take a look and see what they are in Spanish. En español, sustantivos y artículos. Okay, so go ahead and take out your guys' spiral notebooks. Saquen sus cuadernos, por favor. We're going to be taking some notes in our spiral notebook. Again, saquen sus cuadernos, take out your notebooks. Now that we all have our warm-ups done and put away and we have our spiral notebooks in front of us, let's set up our papers to take some core noun notes today. We're going to be taking core noun notes on sustantivos and articles. Please make sure you add this to your table of contents. This should be item number 7 in our table of contents. Okay, sustantivos y artículos. Today's standard is standard 1.2. Students understand and interpret written and spoken language on a variety of topics, as well as standard 4.1. Students demonstrate understanding of the nature of language through comparisons of the language studied and their own. So an EQ for today's note session will be how can students understand the difference between nouns and articles in the Spanish language and the English language. Let's take a look. Are you guys ready? ¿Están listos? Todos tienen un lápiz y sus cuadernos. Un lápiz y sus cuadernos. A pencil and your notebooks. Here we go. Ante todo. Spanish nouns. What are nouns? Nouns are words used to identify people, animals, places, things, or ideas. However, unlike in the English language, Spanish nouns, even those that refer to non-living things, have gender. That is, they are considered either masculine or feminine. What do we mean by masculine or feminine? Good. One is a boy and one is a girl, right? So as in English, nouns also have a number, meaning they are either singular or plural. Singular meaning we're only talking about one person, one thing, or plural that we're talking about more than two. Okay, a group of things or a group of people, whatever the case may be. Here we have nouns that refer to non-living things. On the left, as you can see, we have masculine nouns. Remember those that refer to boy items. And on the right, we have feminine nouns. That is, things that refer to girl things. Do you guys see anything common here on our chart? Anything at all that sticks out? Good. Usually the masculine nouns end in O and feminine nouns end in A. However, that's not always the case. If you notice, we have things that end in OR or ORA. Okay, that is, OR is masculine, ORA is feminine, as well as ista. Do you guys see that? Ista. For example, el turista, the tourist. This is a gender-neutral noun. Okay, the only reason we can tell is we look at the article in front. We either have el or la. Who can remember what el refers to? Good. El is for boy, la is for girl. Great. Muy bien. Están haciendo muy buen trabajo. Good job. Okay, so we have our nouns ending in O. El chico, the boy. El pasajero, the male passenger. La chica, the girl. La pasajera, the female passenger. El conductor. Okay, make sure you're repeating with me. El conductor, the male driver. Or la conductora, the female driver. El profesor, the male teacher. La profesora, the female teacher. So generally nouns that refer to males, like el hombre, are masculine, while nouns that refer to females, like la mujer, are feminine. However, we have many nouns that refer to male beings end in O or OR, and their corresponding feminine forms end in A or ORA. For example, we just talked about them. El conductor, which is what? What does el conductor mean again? Good. Male driver. What about la profesora? What does la profesora mean? Muy bien. Female teacher. You guys are doing great at this. Pretty easy, not too bad. Okay, let's move on. The masculine and feminine forms of the nouns that end in ista, like turista, are our gender-neutral nouns. Okay, they're the same. So gender is indicated by the article el, which we said meant what? What does el mean? El means boy, so it's masculine, good. Or la, which is what? Feminine, muy bien. Some other nouns that have identical masculine and feminine forms, meaning they're gender neutral, are words such as joven. Remember, joven is one of our vocab words, so what does joven mean? Joven. Good, it means the youth or young person. So if we say el joven, we are talking about a masculine form here. El joven. So what does that mean? Muy bien, the young man. Another word that we have is estudiante. Estudiante. What does estudiante mean? Anybody? Remember, these are our vocab words. You guys are going to be quizzed on these at the end of the week. You need to be studying what these vocab words are. Estudiante. Good. Estudiante means student. Good job. So if we say la estudiante, what are we talking about? The female student. Good job. Muy bien. Okay, good. So far so good. Todo bien. You guys are doing a great job. Let's look at some more articles that refer to non-living things. Okay, so things that we look at now, for example, book. We see a book, libro. It is not living, right? It doesn't have any life to it. Okay, so in Spanish, we have a lot of articles, nouns, sustantivos, that are non-living. However, they have a gender, meaning they are feminine or masculine. Okay, so look at this chart. We have masculine nouns on the left and feminine nouns on the right. So let's practice saying these together. El cuaderno, the notebook. El diario, the diary. El diccionario, the dictionary. El número, the number. El video, the video. Notice all of these ended in O. What does it mean if it ends in O? Good, that it's masculine. Okay, what about words ending in MA? Problema, programa. Okay, it usually has an A, so we think it's feminine, right? Wrong. Look at the front. What does our article tell us? El, good. So we know that the noun is masculine. El problema, el programa. Okay, muy bien. the problem, the program. Okay, what if a noun ends in S? Same thing, we have to look at our article in the front. El autobús. Say it with me. El autobús, the bus. El país, the country. Okay? So far, so good with the masculine nouns. Let's look at the feminine nouns. La computadora, the computer. La cosa, the thing. La escuela, the school. La maleta, the suitcase. La palabra, the word. Okay, words that end in S-C-I-O-N. La lección. La conversación. These are also feminine. Okay, so now we're taking a look at words that necessarily don't follow the noun rules. Okay, but they're just words that you need to memorize. Spanish is a language that requires a lot of memorization and practice. Practice, practice, practice. La práctica, práctica, práctica. And finally, we have words that end in D-A-D, dad. La nacionalidad, la comunidad. The nationality and the community. Any questions so far? Okay, good. Let's move on. Certain nouns end in specific genders, so you can use them to determine if a noun is masculine or feminine. For example, we said if it ends in O, it's what? Masculino. Muy bien. If it ends in A, femenino. Muy bien. Because gender of nouns that refer to non-living things cannot be determined by foolproof rules, you should memorize the gender of each noun you learn. Just how I told you right now, you need to memorize it. It's helpful to learn each noun with its corresponding article, el or la, if it's masculine or feminine, because sometimes you'll forget and you need to memorize them. Another reason why we memorize the gender of every noun is that there are common exceptions to the rules of gender. For example, el mapa, which means map, and el día, which means day, end in A. However, they are masculine. Why are they masculine? Can you guys tell me why they're masculine? Good. We look at our article in the front. We have el. El is for masculine. And we have words like la mano, which means hand. It ends in O, but it's feminine. Same thing. Our article in the front tells us what the gender of the noun is. So how are we doing here, guys? We're almost done. We're just going to talk about articles and we're done. Get to some practicing. Okay, so what are articles in English? Good, we have the, a, and. So Spanish also has definite and indefinite articles. However, they need to match the gender and the number of the noun that they're going to be modifying. So we have our definite articles. We have 4 forms that are equivalent to the definite article the. Okay, those are el, which is singular and masculine. We have los, which is masculine and plural. Then we have la, which is singular and feminine. And then we have las, which is plural and feminine. Okay, then our indefinite articles, which are a, and some, also are used to refer to articles with unspecified persons or things. Okay, so we have un, which is singular and masculine. Then we have unos, which is plural and masculine. Finally, we have una, which is singular, and unas, which is plural and feminine. Okay? So these aren't too difficult, right? Let's take a look at this inténtalo practice. You guys are going to copy these down and we're going to do it together. So for the left side, we're going to do definite articles, el, la, los, and las. Okay? Remember to look if it's singular or plural. So the first one is given for us. We have la chica. Okay, let's try the second one. Chico. What does that mean again? Chico. Good, it means boy. How do we know if it's feminine or masculine? Muy bien, we look at the ending. It ends in O, therefore it is masculine. Muy bien, so what would be our article? El. Buen trabajo, good job. El chico. Next one, we have maleta. Maleta. What is maleta? Muy bien, it means suitcase. Okay, is this feminine or masculine? Feminine, good job. And it is singular or plural? Does it end in S? No, right? So that means it's singular. So it's going to be el or la. Which one is feminine? La maleta. Muy bien. Okay, the next one we have cuadernos. What is cuaderno? I use it every day with you. You guys are writing in it right now. Cuaderno is notebook. Good job. So we have cuadernos. Is that singular or plural? Plural. Good. Is it feminine or masculine? Does it end in O or A? Muy bien. So what do we use? Los cuadernos.
Okay, now that we've done the first column together, in your table groups, I want you guys to do this next 6 ones together. You can use your elbow partner to go over it. Work together, please. As soon as you guys are done, we will go over them together. I'll be walking around. If you need me, please raise your hand. Be walking around, making sure everyone understands this. Okay, so we have un autobús, unas escuelas, una computadora, unos hombres, una señora, unos lápices. Muy bien. Okay, so for the very last part of our lesson, I need you guys to think, pair, and share. You guys have been writing Cornell note style notes for the entire period. Take some time to think about what we talked about today. Reflect a little bit on what we learned. Okay, you're going to think about it. Write it down in your summary. Okay, nouns and articles, sustantivos y artículos. Once you have your summary written down, please turn to your partner and share with them. Share with them what you learned today and discuss. Maybe they learned a little different than you. Maybe you guys can compare ideas. Okay? Take a few minutes to do that. As soon as you're done, on the board you will see the homework for tonight. It is out of the textbook. Okay, you're going to be working out of the textbook, activities 1 and 2. Please go ahead and do that. Thank you. Gracias.